Wash these 5 body parts daily to live a longer life. You won't want to miss the final habit, or 99% will miss the last tip and will be stuck with that for life. Many individuals unknowingly inflict damage upon their health each day. It prompts one to consider why some people maintain remarkable sharpness, boundless energy, and robust health well into their later years, while others grapple with persistent fatigue, recurrent infections, and a general decline in well-being. Perhaps the fundamental difference isn't merely a matter of luck or genetic predisposition, but rather stems from the daily routines and intentional choices made concerning body care. Most of us adhere to a hygiene routine established decades ago, which typically includes showering, brushing teeth, and perhaps applying some lotion, with the assumption that these practices cover all necessary bases. However, there are 5 crucial, often overlooked body parts that a significant number of people, particularly older adults, are not cleaning adequately. This oversight carries substantial implications for health, as neglecting these specific areas can pave the way for serious medical issues. The repercussions of inadequate hygiene in these zones can range from chronic inflammation to recurrent infections that progressively weaken the immune system. Recent findings in health research indicate a compelling link between poor hygiene in these areas and an increased risk of heart disease, exacerbations of diabetes complications, and even cognitive decline. The positive news is that addressing these deficiencies typically requires just a few minutes each day. Yet this small investment of time can yield significant improvements, including heightened energy levels, enhanced circulation throughout the body, and a noticeable boost in overall longevity. These hidden hygiene oversights were not something many people considered deeply until insights from experienced health professionals shed light on their critical importance, completely reshaping the understanding of personal care. This discussion will unveil these 5 often neglected body parts and explain why dedicating a little extra attention to them could genuinely add years of vitality to one's life. There's no need to anticipate spending hours in the bathroom or investing in expensive, specialized products. These are simple, practical tips, easily integrated into a daily routine, demanding only minutes of time, but promising a life-changing impact on health. Staying engaged until the very end is highly recommended, because once these 5 key areas are understood and addressed, individuals often begin to notice tangible improvements, such as fresher breath, enhanced balance, fewer aches and pains, and even more restful sleep. Before delving into the specifics, a quick gesture of support is always appreciated. If maintaining good health and receiving valuable advice like this is important to you, a simple gesture of appreciation helps to bring more meaningful content. Furthermore, subscribing and activating notifications ensures that no future insights that could profoundly improve quality of life are ever missed. Now, let's embark on this journey, starting with one of the most surprising, yet commonly overlooked, parts of the body: the tongue. The tongue, the hidden health risk you never consider. Consider maintaining a clean living space. Most people meticulously clean their kitchen daily, wiping down counters, scrubbing the sink, and regularly removing trash. Yet, what if there was one critical surface in that environment that was consistently accumulating layers of grime, harmful bacteria, and food particles, and it was entirely ignored? This scenario closely mirrors what often occurs inside the mouth when the tongue is not properly cleaned. The tongue is far more than just a versatile muscle that aids in eating and speaking. It serves as a bustling breeding ground for an astonishing array of bacteria. At any given moment, the human tongue can host over 700 different types of microorganisms. While some of these are beneficial and contribute to oral health, a significant number can wreak havoc on overall well-being if allowed to multiply unchecked. This is where the seriousness of the issue becomes apparent. Harmful bacteria originating from the tongue possess the ability to enter the bloodstream through minuscule cuts or areas of inflamed gums, a condition particularly prevalent in older adults. Mounting research indicates that inadequate tongue hygiene has been directly linked to an increased risk of heart disease, various complications associated with diabetes, and even respiratory infections. A tongue coated with bacterial buildup can significantly dull the sense of taste, diminishing the enjoyment of food and beverages. Furthermore, it places an unnecessary burden on the immune system, weakening its ability to fight off other illnesses, and is a primary cause of persistent, chronic bad breath. To better understand this, envision the tongue as the air filter within a home's heating and cooling system. If this filter is never cleaned, dust, debris, and allergens will relentlessly accumulate. Before long, the air circulating throughout the entire home becomes stagnant, unhealthy, and even unpleasant to breathe. The reassuring news is that maintaining a clean tongue is remarkably simple, quick, and requires no expensive, specialized tools. The right way to clean your tongue for optimal health. Adopting an effective routine to keep your tongue healthy is straightforward and highly beneficial. The first crucial step is to incorporate a tongue scraper into your daily oral hygiene. This small, inexpensive tool is readily available at any local drugstore and proves to be significantly more effective at removing bacterial film than merely brushing the tongue with a toothbrush. When using the scraper, gently move it from the very back of the tongue towards the front. It's important not to apply excessive pressure. Instead, think of the motion as akin to wiping down a dusty countertop. Thoroughness is key, but aggression is unnecessary. Repeat this scraping action 3 to 4 times. Often, you will observe a thin white or yellowish film coming off on the scraper. This visible residue consists of bacteria and dead cells that are undesirable in your body and mouth. Following the scraping, rinse your mouth thoroughly with water or an antibacterial mouthwash to flush away any remaining debris and bacteria. The timing of this practice also holds importance for maximum efficacy. For optimal results, perform this tongue cleaning routine in the morning, ideally before eating breakfast. This ensures the removal of bacteria that have accumulated overnight. In the evening, before bed, take a slightly slower and gentler approach, as the tongue may be more sensitive after a full day of activity and use. This simple, approximately 3-minute habit, when consistently practiced, has the potential to transform your health in ways that many people never anticipated. The profound benefits of regular tongue cleaning extend far beyond just oral freshness, impacting overall well-being and sensory experiences. The surprising benefits of consistent tongue cleaning. One of the most frequently reported and welcome benefits of consistent tongue cleaning is the remarkable regain of the sense of taste. Many individuals, especially older adults, recount that after just a few weeks of incorporating tongue scraping into their routine, flavors suddenly become more vibrant, distinct, and genuinely enjoyable once again. Imagine experiencing your morning coffee or the fresh burst of fruit like you did in your younger years, with every nuance of flavor fully appreciated. Beyond enhancing gustatory senses, regular tongue cleaning offers a significant boost to the immune system. Your body is constantly working diligently to fight off a myriad of bacteria and pathogens. By systematically reducing the bacterial load present in your mouth, you effectively lighten the burden placed on your immune system. This allows your body to conserve energy and direct its resources towards other vital functions, making it more resilient against illness. Furthermore, consistent tongue cleaning provides an effective and long-lasting solution to chronic bad breath, medically known as halitosis. This persistent and often embarrassing condition is predominantly caused by bacteria trapped on the surface of the tongue, releasing volatile sulfur compounds. Merely brushing your teeth, while important, often fails to adequately address this underlying cause. However, regular and proper cleaning of the tongue directly targets these odor-producing bacteria, leading to a noticeable and lasting improvement in breath freshness. Consider the experience of an individual in their late 60s who began incorporating tongue scraping after many years of neglecting this aspect of oral hygiene. Within a mere 3 months, they were genuinely surprised by how much better their food tasted, realizing how much of their sense of taste they had unknowingly lost over time. At their subsequent dental visit, their dentist also noted a significant reduction in plaque buildup and observed healthier gums, underscoring the comprehensive benefits. Another person, a retired educator in their early 70s, had struggled with persistent bad breath for years, despite rigorously brushing and flossing. They were initially skeptical when regular tongue scraping was suggested, but after just 2 weeks, their long-standing problem vanished. This newfound freedom from worry about social interactions led to a remarkable surge in confidence. Tips to make tongue cleaning easier and more effective. For individuals who possess a sensitive gag reflex, integrating tongue cleaning into their routine can initially feel challenging. A helpful approach is to begin by gently scraping from the middle of the tongue and gradually working your way further back as you become more accustomed and comfortable with the sensation. Consistency is key, and the reflex often diminishes with regular practice. It's also crucial to remain vigilant for any unusual signs or changes on your tongue. If you notice persistent soreness, the appearance of white patches, or any uncharacteristic discoloration that does not resolve, it is advisable to consult with a medical professional. Such signs could indicate an underlying issue that warrants professional attention and diagnosis. Embracing small, intentional habits like consistent tongue cleaning can create positive ripple effects, significantly improving your long-term well-being in ways that may never have been previously imagined. The most encouraging aspect is that this is merely the first of 5 overlooked hygiene habits that hold the potential to add years of vibrant health to your life. So, as we transition to the next essential area, prepare for insights that might be even more surprising and potentially even more critical for your overall health. The subsequent body part we will explore plays a foundational role in your daily comfort and long-term vitality, yet it is astonishingly neglected by many. Your feet, the foundation of your health that you might be neglecting. Take a moment to truly appreciate the incredible amount of work your feet perform for you every single day. They bear your entire body weight, facilitate your movement, and are indispensable for maintaining balance and stability. Despite their monumental contributions, for most people, foot care remains an afterthought, perhaps a quick rinse in the shower, or a fleeting application of lotion if remembered. However, what many people fail to grasp is the profound impact of neglecting proper foot hygiene. This oversight can pave the way for a multitude of problems, including painful infections, nerve damage, and even life-altering conditions, particularly for those managing diabetes. Insufficient foot care directly compromises circulation, balance, and overall mobility, thereby significantly increasing the risk of falls, persistent swelling, and chronic pain. For individuals over the age of 50, the connection between foot health and overall well-being becomes even more pronounced and critical. As a specialist in senior health aptly puts it, your feet are fundamentally akin to the foundation of a house. If this base is structurally weak, compromised, or begins to crumble, every component above it, your posture, the health of your joints, and even the efficiency of your heart, will inevitably start to suffer. Therefore, it is imperative to adopt a serious approach to providing your feet with the dedicated attention they truly deserve, well before minor issues have the opportunity to escalate into significant, debilitating problems. Understanding why foot care gains increasing importance as we age is key to appreciating its value. Each foot is an incredibly complex anatomical masterpiece, containing 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments, an impressive quarter of all the bones in your entire body. As the body ages, natural physiological processes, such as circulation, tend to slow down. Consequently, the feet are often the very first part of the body to exhibit discernible signs of trouble or underlying health concerns. For instance, persistent swelling or consistently cold toes could be indicative of compromised circulation or potentially even cardiovascular issues that warrant medical attention. The appearance of redness, paleness, or any noticeable changes in the skin texture or color on the feet might serve as early warnings of diabetes-related complications or even nerve damage. Furthermore, persistent aching or burning sensations in the feet could signal the presence of neuropathy, a condition that can profoundly affect both balance and overall movement. For individuals living with diabetes, comprehensive foot care transcends mere comfort. It becomes a critical preventive measure against severe infections, chronic ulcers, and in extreme cases, even amputations. This underscores the vital importance of adopting the correct and consistent daily routine for foot care. The right way to care for your feet. Every day. Many people mistakenly assume that simply allowing water to run over their feet while standing in the shower is sufficient for proper cleaning. However, this passive approach is far from adequate. Intentionality is paramount when it comes to foot hygiene. The most fundamental step is to wash your feet thoroughly every single day. Use a soft washcloth and a mild soap to gently cleanse the tops, soles, and sides of your feet. It is especially important to dedicate extra attention to the often neglected spaces between your toes. These tight, moist crevices provide an ideal environment for bacteria and fungi to proliferate, leading to conditions like athlete's foot. To illustrate, consider the meticulous cleaning of window blinds. If you neglect to wipe between each slat, dust and grime will inevitably accumulate. The spaces between your toes are analogous. Always use warm, not hot, water for washing. Hot water can strip the skin of its natural oils, leading to excessive dryness, which in turn makes the skin more susceptible to cracks and infections. Avoid rushing through this process. For greater comfort and to ensure thoroughness, consider sitting down while washing your feet. A shower chair, the edge of a bathtub, or even a small stool can make this task significantly easier and safer. Once your feet are thoroughly cleaned, the process is not complete. What you do next is equally, if not more, critical for maintaining optimal foot health. Drying your feet, the crucial step most people overlook. After diligently washing your feet, one might instinctively believe the task is accomplished. However, washing constitutes only half the battle. To draw a parallel, imagine having just washed a sink full of dishes. Would you proceed to stack them away while they are still wet, allowing moisture to linger in dark, enclosed spaces? Of course not. That trapped water would inevitably transform into a breeding ground for mold and bacteria. Your feet function under a similar principle. If you leave them damp, particularly in the constricted spaces between your toes, you are essentially inviting trouble in the form of fungal or bacterial growth. Many people learn this lesson through personal experience. For years, one individual, a retiree in their early 70s, believed that merely rinsing their feet in the shower was enough. Then they began to notice a subtle, persistent discoloration between their toes that would not resolve. A visit to the doctor confirmed an unexpected diagnosis: a fungal infection. Like many older adults, this individual's feet spent numerous hours each day enclosed within socks and shoes, creating a consistently warm, moist environment, a perfect breeding ground for undesirable bacteria and fungi. The medical professional underscored the risk that, without proper and meticulous drying, the infection could easily spread, potentially leading to painful cracks or sores. However, the encouraging news is that once this individual committed to a rigorous routine of washing and thoroughly drying their feet every single night, the infection completely cleared up within a matter of weeks. Even more surprisingly, they reported an improvement in their balance, and the nagging discomfort they had felt while walking gradually disappeared. Their feet felt stronger, healthier, and notably more stable, instilling a renewed sense of independence and confidence in their daily movements. The correct method for drying your feet is often misunderstood. Most people perform this step incorrectly. After washing, immediately reach for a soft, clean towel. It's beneficial to have a dedicated towel, specifically for your feet, to prevent the transfer of bacteria. Methodically dry every single part of your feet: the tops, the bottoms, and most critically, the spaces between your toes. Be exceptionally meticulous. Gently lift each toe slightly and dab, rather than aggressively rubbing. The primary objective is to eliminate every trace of moisture. Never, under any circumstances, leave your feet damp, especially between your toes, as this creates the perfect conditions for the proliferation of fungal infections like athlete's foot. Even once your feet are completely dry, there is one final, crucial step before concluding your foot care routine. Moisturize with precision, the final step for healthy feet. The last, often neglected step in comprehensive foot care involves moisturizing, but with a specific approach. As individuals age, the skin on their feet naturally loses moisture at an accelerated rate, frequently leading to dryness, cracks, peeling, and discomfort, a condition particularly exacerbated in colder weather or arid climates. To counteract this, apply a small dab of a good quality moisturizer to the tops and soles of your feet. Gently massage it into the skin to ensure absorption, which helps to keep your skin soft, supple, and effectively prevents the development of painful cracks. However, a critical caveat: never apply lotion between your toes. The reason for this specific instruction is that trapped moisture in these tight, enclosed spaces can negate all the diligent effort you've put into washing and drying, actively encouraging fungal growth. Think of this as a delicate balancing act, providing essential hydration where it's needed, while meticulously ensuring dryness where it's most necessary to prevent issues. Beyond the daily regimen of cleaning and drying, there's one more immensely critical habit that serves as an early warning system for your overall health: daily foot inspection. Your feet, an early warning system for your health. Much like the dashboard lights in a car provide crucial warnings about the vehicle's health, your feet can signal early indications of potentially larger underlying health problems throughout your body. Dedicate a brief moment each day to carefully examine your feet. Look for any new patches of discoloration, persistent redness, unusual paleness of the skin, or any dark spots that weren't there before. Pay attention to any persistent soreness that lingers longer than expected, small cuts, cracks, or sores that do not seem to be healing quickly. Swelling, consistently cold toes, or tingling sensations are also important signs to observe. These seemingly subtle warnings could be indicators of serious issues, such as compromised circulation, developing infections, or complications related to diabetes. It is vital not to dismiss these observations. If something on your feet doesn't look quite right, feels unusual, or simply doesn't feel good, do not hesitate to discuss it with your medical professional. Catching potential problems early can be instrumental in preventing long-term damage and more severe health outcomes. Your feet literally carry you through life, bearing the brunt of your daily activities, so investing in their care is an investment in your mobility, comfort, and overall longevity. Now that we have thoroughly covered foot hygiene, let's transition to another frequently overlooked body part and understand why its proper care might be impacting your overall health more significantly than you might realize. Your armpits. More than just sweat and odor, a hidden key to your immune health. Most individuals tend to view their armpits as little more than a necessary target for deodorant, a region primarily associated with managing sweat and body odor before venturing out into the day. However, a profoundly important aspect that nearly everyone overlooks is the crucial role your underarms play in your body's intrinsic ability to detoxify and vigorously fight off infections. Indeed, your armpits are not merely a source of sweaty inconvenience. They strategically house a complex network of lymph nodes. These small yet incredibly powerful structures are fundamental components of your lymphatic system, tirelessly working to filter out toxins, drain metabolic waste products, and maintain the robust strength of your immune system. Understanding what transpires when this vital area is neglected is key. When proper underarm care is overlooked, a buildup of sweat, bacteria, and dead skin cells inevitably occurs. This accumulation can clog pores, leading to uncomfortable, itchy rashes, chronic irritation, and a persistent body odor that seems impervious to even the strongest deodorants. Over time, residue from antiperspirants and deodorants can also accumulate, forming a barrier that traps toxins and potentially contributing to inflammation within the delicate lymph nodes situated in this area. If left unchecked, these clogged pores in your underarms can tragically escalate into painful infections or even abscesses. Severe conditions that demand far more extensive and challenging medical intervention to resolve than they would have taken to simply prevent in the first place. An expert in lymphatic health succinctly explains that your underarms essentially function as a natural drainage system for the body. If this system becomes obstructed with product buildup, bacteria, and sweat, your body's efficiency in eliminating waste products is severely hampered. Gradually, this reduced efficiency can lead to a weakened immune response, making you more susceptible to illness. Therefore, if your underarm care has primarily relied solely on deodorant to mask issues, it is undoubtedly time to adopt a more comprehensive approach. How to properly clean your underarms, a step-by-step guide. Many individuals unknowingly approach underarm cleaning incorrectly. The optimal routine begins in the shower, utilizing warm water. The warmth helps to gently open your pores, facilitating the easier removal of accumulated sweat and debris. Use a soft washcloth or a gentle sponge for cleansing. It's crucial to remember that the skin in your underarm area is delicate and sensitive, so avoid scrubbing too aggressively, which can cause irritation or micro-abrasions. Instead, move the washcloth or sponge in various directions. Start with gentle circular motions, then transition to an up and down movement, and finally, side to side. Think of it like polishing a fragile piece of crystal. This multi-directional approach ensures a thorough removal of buildup without causing irritation. The choice of soap is also paramount. Harsh, heavily scented soaps can disrupt your skin's natural pH balance, potentially leading to rashes or discomfort. Opt instead for a mild, fragrance-free cleanser to prevent such adverse reactions. Crucially, ensure you rinse completely. Any soap residue left behind can dry out the skin, contributing to itching, irritation, and discomfort. Make certain to rinse until the water running off your underarms is perfectly clear. Consider the experience of a retired teacher in their mid-60s who for years battled recurring underarm rashes, mistakenly attributing them to the normal process of aging. However, upon switching to a mild, unscented soap and adopting a more intentional and thorough washing routine, they witnessed a remarkable transformation. They recounted, "I used to deal with irritated, bumpy skin constantly, but once I learned to wash my underarms properly and rinse thoroughly, it was like night and day. Those issues just vanished." This highlights the significant impact of minor adjustments in hygiene practices. The right way to dry and care for your underarms. Why it matters. Once your underarms have been thoroughly washed and rinsed, the subsequent step is of equal importance, but is often regrettably overlooked: correctly drying them. If you have ever left damp clothes in a hamper and forgotten about them for a while, you are well aware of the outcome. They develop a musty odor and become a breeding ground for bacteria. Precisely the same phenomenon occurs if moisture is allowed to linger under your arms after a shower. The question arises, why is this a significant problem? Damp skin, particularly in the warm, enclosed environment of the underarm, creates the perfect conditions for bacteria and fungi to thrive and multiply rapidly. This residual moisture can lead directly to irritation, redness, and even the formation of uncomfortable rashes. Furthermore, persistently clogged pores in your underarms can develop into painful bumps, ingrown hairs, or even serious infections requiring medical attention. The solution is straightforward. Dry with meticulous care. Upon exiting the shower, gently pat your underarms dry. Avoid aggressive rubbing, as this can create tiny abrasions on the delicate skin, providing entry points for bacteria. Utilize a soft, clean towel. Similar to foot care, having a dedicated towel for sensitive areas helps prevent the inadvertent spread of bacteria. After patting dry, allow your underarms to air out for a brief moment before immediately reaching for deodorant. This short pause permits your skin to settle, significantly reducing the risk of irritation and allowing your chosen deodorant to work more effectively. Once properly dried, you may immediately notice a palpable difference. Your underarm skin feels smoother, less irritated, and remarkably fresher. This seemingly minor attention to detail has substantial implications for your overall well-being. Why underarm hygiene impacts your overall health. Here's a truly fascinating and often surprising fact. Your armpits are home to over 20 lymph nodes, silently and tirelessly working to filter toxins from your body and provide essential support to your immune system. This means that underarm hygiene extends far beyond merely staying fresh. It represents a small yet profoundly powerful way to actively protect and bolster your body's natural defenses. Adopting this routine for even just 1 week can yield surprisingly positive results. You may experience noticeably smoother underarm skin, free from the common issues of clogged pores and rough texture. There will likely be less irritation and redness, primarily because bacteria and sweat buildup are no longer allowed to linger and cause problems. Furthermore, many people report a significant reduction in body odor because when the bacteria responsible for creating it are effectively removed, there's simply nothing left to fuel unpleasant smells. The retired teacher in their mid-60s previously mentioned was genuinely astonished by the extent to which proper underarm care improved their daily comfort. After enduring years of persistent irritation and frustrating bumps, they finally achieved lasting relief, all stemming from a relatively simple adjustment to their hygiene routine. Moreover, some individuals have even reported an overall boost in their sense of well-being simply by dedicating closer attention to their underarm area. This phenomenon can be attributed to the fact that your lymphatic system, which serves as the body's natural detox network, relies on clear, unobstructed pathways to perform its crucial job effectively. When your underarm area becomes congested with sweat, bacteria, and product buildup, your body is forced to expend more energy to flush out toxins. Conversely, when you diligently take better care of this vital region, your body's natural cleansing processes improve significantly, leading to increased energy levels, better circulation, and an overall lighter, fresher feeling that pervades your entire system. This enhanced feeling of cleanliness and vitality can truly transform your daily experience. Breathe better, live better, the hidden impact of nasal hygiene. We perform the seemingly effortless act of breathing nearly 20,000 times every single day. Yet how often do we genuinely pause to consider the quality of those breaths? Breathing is an automatic, involuntary process. It occurs without conscious effort or dedicated thought. However, the often overlooked truth is that most people are not breathing as efficiently or effectively as they could be. Over time, consistently poor breathing patterns can silently deplete your energy reserves, severely disrupt your sleep cycles, and even detrimentally impact your cognitive function and brain activity. Your nose, often taken for granted, is one of the most powerful and sophisticated natural air filters on the planet. It is intricately designed to meticulously sift out dust particles, various allergens, and harmful bacteria before these contaminants ever have the chance to reach the delicate tissues of your lungs. However, just like the air filter in your home's HVAC system requires regular cleaning or replacement to function optimally, your nasal passages also demand consistent maintenance and care. Consider what happens when you neglect the crucial hygiene of your nose. Microscopic irritants, ubiquitous dust, environmental pollen, and various pollutants gradually accumulate within your nasal passages, making it increasingly difficult for your body to effectively filter out harmful particles. Consequently, your airways become inflamed, which often leads to frequent bouts of stuffy noses, disruptive snoring, and even deeply restless sleep. Poor nasal hygiene has been scientifically linked to higher incidences of respiratory infections and, more concerningly, a reduced flow of oxygen to the brain. Ponder this. If your nose, your primary gateway for air, isn't operating at its full capacity, then the rest of your body, including vital organs and cognitive functions, will also be performing below its optimal potential. Your nose truly functions as the ultimate defense system for your body. A specialist in respiratory health vividly describes it this way. Your nose is like a built-in security system for your body. It meticulously filters out undesirable elements, humidifies the air you breathe, and ultimately ensures that your lungs get the cleanest, healthiest oxygen possible. However, just like any sophisticated filter, if it becomes clogged and neglected, everything downstream, your respiratory health, sleep quality, and energy levels, will inevitably suffer the consequences. As we gracefully age, the body's natural defenses and physiological processes tend to slow down slightly. This means that maintaining clean and clear nasal passages becomes even more critically important, not merely for immediate comfort, but for significantly improving breathing efficiency, enhancing the quality of sleep, and promoting superior overall health. Therefore, understanding the most effective way to care for your nose is a fundamental step toward better well-being. How to properly clean your nose and why it matters. Incorporating proper nasal hygiene into your daily routine is a simple yet profoundly impactful practice. Begin your day with a gentle nasal rinse. A quick splash of warm water around your nostrils can effectively help to clear away any dust or mucus that may have accumulated overnight. For a deeper and more thorough cleaning, consider using a saline spray or a neti pot. Saline sprays act like a refreshing internal shower for your nose, actively flushing out irritants and significantly improve airflow. A neti pot, a small teapot-like device, can be a transformative tool, especially if you frequently suffer from seasonal allergies or chronic congestion. The experience of using a neti pot is often described by first-timers as feeling like a true breath of fresh air, quite literally. Another effective technique is to breathe in steam to help open up your airways. Taking a warm shower or simply inhaling steam from a bowl of hot water can wonderfully loosen stubborn mucus, making breathing considerably easier. To elevate this experience, adding a few drops of eucalyptus or peppermint oil to the steaming water can soothe your nasal passages and provide an instant sensation of refreshing clarity. It is also crucial to be mindful of how you blow your nose. Many people tend to blow too forcefully, which can inadvertently push mucus deeper into the sinuses, leading to increased irritation and pressure. The most effective and gentle way is to clear one nostril at a time, blowing gently into a soft tissue. Always remember to wash your hands thoroughly afterward to prevent the spread of germs. These small, intentional habits can yield life-changing benefits. The life-changing benefits of better nasal care. When you begin to consciously pay attention to your nasal hygiene, you may start to notice some truly surprising benefits almost immediately. Foremost among these is remarkably clearer breathing. You will likely experience significantly less congestion, fewer persistent sniffles, and a consistent, improved airflow throughout your entire day. This enhanced breathing naturally leads to deeper, more restful sleep. Imagine no longer waking up feeling stuffy and congested and experiencing fewer interruptions from snoring, leading to truly rejuvenating rest. Improved energy levels are another remarkable outcome. With more oxygen efficiently reaching your brain, you will likely notice less brain fog and feel consistently more alert and focused. Furthermore, you can anticipate fewer allergy flare-ups, as regular nasal care effectively helps to keep irritants out of your system before they have the chance to trigger troublesome allergic reactions. Consider the journey of an individual in their late 60s, a retired construction worker who had endured chronic nasal congestion for decades. They candidly admitted, "I spent years assuming my stuffy nose was just a part of aging, but once I started using a saline spray and breathing in steam each morning, it was like someone flipped a switch. I could finally breathe again." This experience highlights the profound impact of simple changes. Another person, a gardening enthusiast in their mid-70s, frequently woke up feeling persistently stuffy and sluggish. They described it, "It felt like my head was full of cotton every morning." However, once they integrated nasal care into their daily routine, they began waking up feeling refreshed and invigorated instead of groggy. They concluded, "I never realized how much my breathing was affecting my energy." These anecdotes underscore the immense power of prioritizing nasal health for a truly better quality of life. Breathe easier, the simple habit that can transform your sleep and energy. If you have ever spent restless nights tossing and turning, only to wake up feeling stuffy and unable to breathe clearly, you are certainly not alone. Many individuals attribute such experiences to allergies, the natural process of aging, or simply bad luck. However, the truth is that persistent nightly congestion is often completely avoidable. Reflect on the experience of an individual in their late 60s, a retired construction worker who spent many decades inhaling sawdust and various types of grime on countless job sites. For years, they simply assumed that their constant stuffy nose was an inevitable consequence of getting older. They confessed, "I figured congestion was normal for my age." Yet, when they began waking up gasping for air every couple of hours, they recognized that something was genuinely amiss. It was at this critical juncture that they implemented one small yet profound change, integrating a simple nasal cleaning routine into both their morning and evening regimens. The transformation was remarkable. "It was like flipping a switch," they recounted. "I could finally breathe again. I didn't realize how much congestion was dragging me down until it was gone." This individual's story is not unique. Another person, a passionate gardening enthusiast in their mid-70s, enthusiastically endorses their daily saline rinse. They shared, "Every morning I used to wake up feeling like my head was stuffed with cotton. Now, after consistently using a simple saline spray, they exclaim, 'It's like a fog has lifted. I breathe easier and I feel more awake.' These personal accounts powerfully illustrate the life-altering potential of prioritizing nasal hygiene. How to clear your nasal passages the right way. Maintaining a clean nose is unequivocally one of the simplest yet most effective ways to significantly improve your breathing, enhance your sleep quality, and even boost your overall energy levels. Here's a comprehensive guide on how to perform it correctly. Begin your day with a quick rinse. A gentle splash of warm water around your nostrils in the morning can effectively wash away any dust and mucus that may have accumulated overnight. For a more thorough cleansing, utilize a saline spray or a neti pot. A saline spray functions much like a refreshing shower for your nose, actively flushing out allergens and gently opening up your airways. If you require a more potent solution, consider trying a neti pot. This small, teapot-like device employs a saline solution to comprehensively cleanse your sinuses. Individuals experiencing it for the first time often describe using a neti pot as akin to taking a breath of fresh air in the most literal sense of the phrase. It's also important to master the art of blowing your nose correctly, as most people inadvertently perform this action ineffectively. Pinching both nostrils and blowing hard is a common mistake that can actually force mucus deeper into your sinuses, thereby exacerbating congestion. Instead, the optimal technique is to gently blow one nostril at a time into a soft tissue. Always follow this with a thorough washing of your hands to prevent the inadvertent spread of germs. For an additional layer of relief, try a steam treatment. Step into a warm shower and inhale deeply, allowing the natural steam to loosen up mucus effectively. Alternatively, for an even deeper cleanse, position your face over a bowl of hot water, drape a towel over your head to trap the steam, and breathe in slowly and deeply. To elevate this experience further, consider adding a few drops of eucalyptus or peppermint oil. The cooling sensation these oils provide can instantly open your airways and make breathing feel remarkably effortless. Furthermore, it's essential to combat nasal dryness. As we age, the delicate skin inside our noses can become dry and prone to cracking, especially in cold weather or dry climates. A tiny dab of a natural oil, such as coconut oil or vitamin E, applied with a clean finger or a cotton swab, can effectively keep your nasal passages moisturized and comfortable. This collection of simple habits takes just minutes a day, but the cumulative benefits are truly enormous. The smallest change that can make a big difference: your belly button. It truly is remarkable how something as seemingly insignificant as regularly cleaning your belly button can exert such a noticeable and positive impact on your overall hygiene and personal comfort. However, when one considers the intricate nature of our bodies as complex interconnected systems, it becomes clear. Even the smallest, most overlooked areas possess the potential to create subtle yet significant ripple effects on our overall well-being. A retiree in their late 70s, for instance, had never given much thought to their belly button, yet they consistently noticed a faint, musty smell they couldn't quite identify. They candidly confessed, "I kept thinking it was my clothes, my soap, or even my diet." However, once they began integrating belly button cleaning into their daily routine, the persistent smell completely disappeared. But that wasn't the sole benefit. They also observed that the skin around their stomach began to feel noticeably softer and healthier. This particular experience is not uncommon. As we age, various factors such as hormonal shifts, certain medications, and a natural slowdown in skin cell turnover can subtly influence our body's natural scent and the overall health of our skin. Embracing a small, intentional habit like this can profoundly restore freshness and effectively prevent discomfort in ways that might never have been previously anticipated. When to take extra caution, warning signs to watch for. While a routine of regular cleaning is typically sufficient to keep your belly button fresh and free from problems, it is always a wise practice to remain attentive to any unusual changes. It is highly advisable to consult a medical professional if you notice persistent redness or irritation, as these could be early indicators of a developing infection. Similarly, any unusual discharge or persistent itching in the area may signal a bacterial or fungal issue that requires medical assessment. Pain that does not subside is another critical warning sign, especially if you have a history of belly button piercings. Old piercings, even those that healed years ago, can sometimes develop hidden infections later in life. For individuals managing diabetes or those with compromised immune systems, even minor infections can escalate rapidly and become serious if left untreated. This underscores why a simple daily cleansing routine for your belly button can serve as an easy yet remarkably powerful line of defense against potential complications. If you have a pierced belly button, there are additional considerations. Got a pierced belly button? Here's what you need to know. Even if your belly button piercing appears to have fully healed many years ago, it is emphatically not maintenance-free. The very presence of jewelry can inadvertently trap bacteria, sweat, and dead skin cells, creating an ideal environment for irritation or even infection to develop. Moreover, a piercing hole never truly closes completely. It remains a small internal pocket where buildup can readily accumulate. If you have a belly button piercing, dedicate an extra moment each day to gently clean around the jewelry using warm water and a mild soap. Critically, ensure you dry the area completely to prevent moisture from lingering in the piercing channel. Regularly check for any signs of redness or sensitivity around the piercing, as these are often early indicators of buildup or a nascent infection. Small, consistent changes truly yield big payoffs. It is truly remarkable how dedicating attention to just 5 often overlooked body parts can have such a profound and widespread impact on your overall health, personal hygiene, and self-confidence. From the sensitive surface of your tongue to the foundational support of your feet, the immune-supporting function of your armpits, the vital air filtration of your nose, and even the often forgotten belly button. Integrating these tiny, easy-to-implement habits into your daily life can deliver a wealth of benefits. These include a significant reduction in infections and irritation, a notable boost in circulation and immune health, and a pervasive feeling of being fresher, cleaner, and more energized every single day. Now it's your opportunity to reflect. What was the most surprising revelation you encountered today? Please share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know which of these simple yet powerful habits you plan to integrate into your routine. And if you found these insights helpful, a quick gesture of appreciation helps to spread this valuable information, and subscribing ensures you receive more simple, science-backed strategies to live your most vibrant life. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to sharing more valuable content in the future.